What's up, everybody? Can you guys hopefully you guys can hear me? Is there a way I can type in the chat? Where's Caius, everybody? Uh, I don't know what it is about live streaming on a phone, but it's rocket science, dude. I can't figure this shit out at all. Hopefully I'm audible. Can you guys hear me at all? Thomas Hayes Lane, thank you for the confirmation that you guys can hear me. Could someone do me a super big favor? Could they like say or send the Kofi link in chat? Because I can't send a message. I wanted to pin the Kofi link. It's in the description. But yeah, I can't type in my own live chat when I'm live streaming on a phone, which is convenient. It's a pretty good feature. You would be a real one if you could do that for me. Eel plummet coming in clutch, eel. I guess I'll give you some instead of looking at the plushes, I'll give you some Caius feed. What's up, Mace Trace? See if Caius is up to anything cool. Looks like he's just laying down. He's having a good old time. What a cute cat. What a cute cat. All right. So I guess we'll get into it. Um, so a few months ago, it wasn't recently. I did kind of stop working on this for a while, but I was working on a new Radiohead video uh, about a very, very funny moment in internet history. I'll keep it on Caius. Uh, Basically, this fake 4chan or this fake Radiohead song got leaked on 4chan and got reported by like major news outlets before it was outed as a hoax. And it's a pretty funny story. But I got the script done. I got the audio recorded for it. But and I was going to start working on the video editing soon. I got a little bit done, but I was going to finish it, after I moved and all that. But come to find out, my motherboard died for the second time, which is awesome. Uh, that's my first motherboard. I'm gonna hold a candlelight visual for them in a second. So yeah, I can't exactly get that video done. So I hate to resort to this. I just moved recently, and a couple of other factors. I don't really have uh, a lot of savings at the moment, or at least nothing I could put towards new computer parts. So this is practically just like a stream, like an excuse to beg for money. This live stream, and I'm not, I have like zero expectations if that's going to happen or not. But it would come in handy. Uh, but again, this is so confusing. I have no clue how to use this fucking app. Cat is small. He's a little big. This is a big cat, as a matter of fact. Nico, I don't know where Nico is right now. She's like half the size of Caius. Caius is a big boy. Mimicry, I appreciate that. If you could send the link in the live chat, just so I can pin it, because I was gonna send the link and then pin that so people have easy access to it. But the fucking YouTube live streaming app is horrible. It's unusable. So in the meantime, I wanted to hold. Let me get this ready real quick. Fucking burning my thumb. I have to set my phone down. There we go. Can't send links in chat. Oh, awesome, dude. That's convenient. Let me good goodness gracious. Aussie, I beat Sonic Adventure 2. What are your thoughts? I have my Steam Deck here. I wonder if I could possibly sign in on here. Bear with me, guys. If I had a computer, this would not be so messy. But alas. And again, I have no clue why my motherboard died twice. I'm very concerned about that because this is like the second year in a row where it happened. Oh god, it's prompting me to. Hopefully, this doesn't fuck everything up. Are you guys still there? Please, please, one in the chat. One in the chat if you're still here. Why does it want me to type in my home address? I just want to sign into YouTube. I don't want to add a profile picture. Oh my god, finally. All right, I'm logged in. You guys are still here. All right, I am so sorry about all of this. Truly. Uh, Here we go. It's that cat named Puka Pika Jr. That is actually Caius, as a matter of fact. Aussie. This is horrible. Why does it teach? This is so bad. Keller, I greatly appreciate that. If you guys send messages and stuff, I should be able to pull it up here soon. I didn't think it was going to be this best live stream low key though, says Mr. Mimicry. You really think so? It's been nothing but 10 minutes of Caius's, face, which is a pretty good live stream, all things considered. Okay. Donate. Motherfucker. Did that ruin everything? Okay. And then if I could just paste. What the fuck? Why did it make the link like a million? Okay. We're almost there, guys. I almost have it all sorted out. I'm sorry. Let me read some more of these. Yeah, you get it. You get it, Eel. It's Caius. Kaler, I greatly appreciate that. I don't know if I said that earlier. Your cat is adorable. Not orange, unfortunately, but still adorable. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a little bummed out he's not orange too, but I still kind of like him. You know, still a little happy to have Caius. All right, please, for the love of God. There we go. All right, we got it. We got it all sorted out, guys. It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's spelled Caius like the band Orange Cat Behavior. And then I'll be able to look at you guys' messages here. Uh, Kaler XD Motherboard, a new one, premiering in cinemas near you. Hopefully, Kaler, hopefully. I appreciate that a lot. Uh, anyways, now that that's out of the way, 10 minutes later, I think we can finally get started with the live stream. So, again, got a candle here. I like to hold a candle night visual for my fallen motherboards and PC. This was my first motherboard. It came with my computer when I built it. This motherboard has been through a lot with me. It's been through the Radiohead iceberg, the Kid ACD Secrets video, all those videos. And like last year it died for some reason. I think because of a power surge. I didn't have my computer plugged into a surge protector. But I got this replacement. It's the exact same motherboard and it just instantly died again, like not even 1 year later. And this motherboard has been through some good times too. We got the Coldplay and Muse video done with this one, and the Aero Vulgaris video. But alas, it met the same fate. So, you know, RIP motherboards. I'm never gonna buy this brand again. I don't care what it takes. I don't even know if it's brand specifically or if it's this case or what, but I'm gonna make sure I get something that actually works. Uh Other things. We have a sponsor. I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Kanye West. Me and this guy, we don't exactly see eye to eye on a lot of things, but he was kind enough to leave a handwritten note for us. It says, "Please donate via Kofi at Puka Pika to help bring his PC back to life. It would be greatly appreciated. Sincerely, Kanye West." So, again, thank you. Very special thanks to Kanye. We'll get into this guy a little bit more later, but very kind of him to show his support. What else? I'm holding my phone. I bought this fucking. This is supposed to like attach to my neck, right? I bought this on. I bought this at Five Below. This magnet that's inside of it just like fell out. Like I didn't even have this thing for more than like 1 minute before it just instantly broke. So now I'm kind of raw dogging this. I don't have a mount for my phone anymore. So I don't know how I'm gonna like open up records and stuff. But yeah, that was a little inconvenient. Johnny is the best lead guitarist and multi instrumentalist in Radiohead. I agree. I agree. What mean for White Loss CM Punk? Not sure what you mean by that. Yo, did Kanye send money? No, Kanye, multi-billionaire Kanye West, did not actually send any money, but he did show his support. So gotta take what we can get. Question: which motherboard did you do the obscure Radiohead music videos to? That was this motherboard, the one that Kanye's hiding right now. The Iceberg. None of the videos before the Iceberg. That was on like a different computer from years ago. The Iceberg, Today's CD Secrets, and the two obscure music videos. Oh, and rebuilding Hail to the Thief. Those were all done on this motherboard. I should get my money back. Unfortunately, it's a little past time to do that. For note point, all CM Punk guy lots thing you coward for so terrible at you. Not take self CM Punk never won New Japan Pro Wrestling Cup. All right, I'm sorry. I'm starting to see where you're coming from now. I don't got a lot to say, like to comment on that, but I get what you mean. All right, what else? What's up, rfog00? I think that's about it. Anything you want to add, Caius? No? Any questions in the chat before we get into this? Check one more time if anyone was kind enough to donate. Mr. Mimicry, holy shit! Thank you for the $50. That is greatly appreciated. That is very kind of you. Puka, you better make this video bang. As a matter of fact, just for that, I will. I will make this video cool as hell, just for you, Mr. Mimicry. No, sincerely, thank you for that. I don't know. Again, too, I don't know if this is I don't know how you guys are financially. $50. That's kind of a to me that's a lot of money to spend. On a YouTube guy. If you guys like, happen to donate and kind of regret it or want your money back, just let me know. We can work stuff out. But again, thank you a lot. Uh, was not expecting honestly anything like that. So very appreciated. Uh, yeah, mimicry. Rick3678, another virtual beggar. You got to get on the trend, my guy. You're missing out. It's just the future. Again, Elijah with the look, CM Punk, you coward, not better other wrestlings, but coward. You never won one belt in New Japan Pro Wrestling, CM Punk. Been WWE wrestling, not real, you act. Exactly, my guy. Exactly. AR Fog, Puka, is everything okay? Everything's good. Just ran into some computer issues that I can't exactly uh, afford to, I guess, like replace parts with right now. So I had to do an e-begging stream. To the dismay of Rick 3678, I'm so sorry, my guy, that I had to resort to this, but you know, hopefully it's not too bad. Get a job, sure thing, buddy. Thomas Hayes Lang, which Radiohead album is your favorite? Unless all of them are your favorite. OK Computer. OK Computer is also my favorite album of all time. I really like that one. Uh, my top three are OK Computer, Kid A, which are kind of like just like everyone's picks. But then a little out there one is Hail to the Thief. I like that album a lot. It's got its like flaws, but I just think the songs on there are so good. Moniac, how do you know if it's the motherboard? What if it's a tiny gremlin chewing the wires, for example? I know Nico's guilty of that. I haven't actually investigated for any tiny gremlins. I don't know if y'all see any. That's my phone. Yeah, no tiny gremlins at the moment, but I'll keep an eye out. I think with all of this being said, 20 minutes in, we could probably start looking at some records. Why do all Nirvana albums start with an I? In Rainbows, In Utero, and In Bloom. Yeah, I was wondering that too. That's a little strange. I will say too, the irony is not lost on me. The idea of doing an e-begging stream and showing off all these things arguably wasted my money on. But whatever, we ball. We'll start off with this first section here. This is just I have quite a bit of records. I've been collecting for like 10 years or so, I want to say. That's about as long as I've been like super passionate for music, so I've accumulated a little bit of stuff over time. And yeah, pretty happy. Pretty happy with all this stuff. Oh, Aussie, why is your PS1 blue? I'll actually get into that. So I found out that like the first generation of PS1s, they're apparently like really high quality CD players. Like they have a really, excuse me, really well like high quality analog or digital to analog converter in them. So I was scouting one out. I found this other guy on Instagram who like makes custom shells and stuff for him, like recaps them and stuff, and just like refurbishes them for the point of people like using them as CD players. I thought his work was really cool, so I wanted to pick one up. Uh, his stuff's not like always in stock, but I was able to snag this blue one that I think looks really sick. So this is like my dedicated CD player. I'm really happy with that. I ended up writing him like a message, like just like saying like, "Hey, it's like super well made. I'm super happy with it and stuff." Yeah, gave me some money back just because I showed my appreciation, which was very kind of him. And then this too is my turntable. It's nothing special. It's a Audio Technica LP120 with this like Duracell battery theme. I got this for a pretty good price, so I'm happy with this too. Pretty decent like starter turntable. Aussie, would you get sad if I stole it? I'd be pretty bummed out. Not gonna lie, I'd be a little sad. Orange cat behavior. How does disappear completely have that horrible static noise at the end of it? I know what you're talking about. I don't think it's horrible, but like I do know what you're talking about. That like slight, like really quiet bit of static. Oh, I'm sorry. I see your first question here. I saw the Kid Amnesia record. Uh, I can't say. I listened to it a year ago. The last time I listened to it was a year ago. I didn't really notice any sort of sounds like that. Cheeseburger. Okay. I'll say I'll preface this. I like the Doors. I have like one Doors CD, but unfortunately, I have no Doors records. It's very unfortunate. I do like the Doors. I like Jim Morrison. I have that Doors movie on VHS somewhere, but it's in some bin. I'm still unpacking everything. Do you have Godspeed You Black Emperor? I do not, unfortunately. Not on vinyl. I have Lift Your Skinny Fist on CD though. Orange Cat, because for some reason on Kid Amnesia pressings, they all have that awful noise at the end. Some more intense than others. I was able to get the red records, the red vinyl pressing at like a record store in Florida, and so I don't know if those ones have it more commonly too. I know like colored vinyl are like more prone to issues like that, so I'll have to keep my ear out next time. Honestly, how did disappear completely? Should disappear completely. Come on, the song's not that bad. You know what else isn't that bad? Motherfucking Alan Parsons Project I Robot. I don't know how hip a lot of you Zoomers are to prog rock, but this album rocks. This is Alan Parsons, the producer of Pink Floyd. This is my favorite album by him. It's got some good songs on it. Some other time, Breakdown. Total Eclipse. It's like a freaky song. The first time I heard that, I was high off my fucking gourd back when I used to smoke weed, and I did not have a good time with that. But then it's followed up by Genesis, which is like a awesome closer. Really great album. Really great guy. Shout out Alan Parsons. Goodness gracious. And then more Alan Parsons. This is Pyramid. I haven't listened to it yet, but it was literally $1, so I figured I'd pick it up, listen to it later. Mace Trace, do you prefer vinyls or CDs? I'm more of a CD guy, but I like both. I've always preferred CDs a little bit more, just because they're cheaper. Uh, they're easier to find and everything. But lately I've been more into collecting records. I think I don't know. There's just something really cool about owning and listening to music on a record. I think the sound differences, and stuff are a little overstated, especially with all the maintenance you have to do with records. It can be kind of exhausting to like have to like clean a fucking record every time, flip its side and everything. But you know, once you get past all that, I think it's a unique experience. And the thing with CDs is that like CDs sound great, but they're not too different from like digital, like listening to like I mean they are digital, so it's not that different from like listening to it on your phone, like streaming it. So you get a bit more of a unique experience with vinyl, which has made me want to like scout it more or scout it out more in recent years. Orange Cat, my grandpa actually had me listen to iRobot at his house on his record player once. What did you think of it? It's a cool little bonding moment. Gypsies is full of peace of love. Ringo, is that you? He's somewhere in there. There he is. There's Ringo. I love Ringo. Ringo after German LCD. Do you have any Nickelback albums? No, unfortunately. They're on the list though. I'm gonna get them someday. Mimicry Puka, what's your top five album closers? Uh Off the dome, I would not. Unfortunately, I won't be able to answer that, but I'll have to think of that. Hi Nico, this is Nico. Everybody named her after that singer. Puka, do you have any Manchester band albums, aka that O word? Not sure what you mean by that, but I do have Rubber Soul. All my Beatles albums are actually kind of cool because they're all like original pressings. And I didn't pick these up. Like my mom found them all at a garage sale and gave them all to me. So it's pretty cool to have. There's something actually different. Like some of the for Rubber Soul and Revolver, and I think like the Help, maybe a couple of like early Beatles albums before Sergeant Pepper. They have different track listings on the U.S. versions. I don't like it on Revolver because it just cuts songs out. It doesn't have anything to replace them. So on side A, they cut out "I'm Only Sleeping," which like just ruins the album for me. But on Rubber Soul, it like they replaced a few of the songs to give it more of a folk feel. I actually like this version a lot more than the standard one. I think it has a nice vibe to it. So yeah, uh, Rubber Soul, probably one of my favorite Beatles records. Probably my favorite Beatles record. Probably the one I listen to the most for whatever reason. I love Revolver too. I like the Beatles. Begins with Oasis, that band. I believe it or not, I have not listened to any Oasis like besides Wonderwall. I don't know if I'm missing out or not. I follow Liam Gallagher on Twitter. I'm always laughing at what he says, but I don't actually listen to his music. Oh, I see. The U.S. version of "I'm Looking Through You" has a really shitty sounding intro. I don't think I ever caught that, or caught it being that different. Yeah, Revolver. I already said what I said. Cool album, but the U.S. version sucks. Who doesn't love Sergeant Pepper? Surely we all love Sergeant Peppers. Nico, do you like Sergeant Peppers? She's not one for words. But I like this album. I love George Harrison's. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? This guitar song. I don't know why I can't find it back here. But that and A Day in the Life. You know, everybody loves A Day in the Life. Classic album. Stereo. Bleh. I know, I know. My mom didn't get me the mono copies at the garage sale. Very unfortunate. But I actually, honestly, don't tell you I said this, but I actually low key prefer the stereo mixes with the insane panning. But just keep that between me and everyone else in the channel, okay? Mimicry. I was just making a list of artists I need to eventually listen to. I completely forgot about the Beatles. Where do I start? Do I just start from Help and go forwards? Um, yeah, I'd say so. Not sure if Help comes. I'm pretty sure Help's the album right before Rubber Soul. You know, early Beatles is fine. You could probably just get away with like listening to the one CD or whatever compiles all the like their big hits from like those early albums. Although I do like Beatles for Sale a lot. I have a soft spot for that one. I think that one's a cozy record. But yeah, I'd say like you could probably even skip Help and start with Rubber Soul and go from there. What you really want to hear is just the psychedelic stuff. So yeah, they're a good band to get into. Or Revolver says real fart man. Revolver is really good. Cat walked by. You have any King Crimson records? We'll get into them. DNA. I do quite like King Crimson. Yeah, no problem. Then the White Album. I think this is it for my Beatles records. It's another original pressing with the inserts, the posters of each member. There's Paul, got Ringo, George. Where'd John go? John's missing everybody. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, there he is. Mimicry, I gotta go stay safe and hoping you make $1 million. Is that is that a goodbye message, my friend? Orange Cat Behavior. DDNA is my boyfriend, by the way. I converted him into being a Radiohead fan after you converted me years ago. The cycle continues. Awesome stuff. Very cool stuff. No, Aussie, unfortunately, I do not have Magical Mystery Tour, but I love that album. I would love to have it on vinyl. Mr. Mimicry, yep. Well, take care, my friend. Again, thank you for the donation. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for coming by for the stream for half an hour, of, like mostly just troubleshooting. Yeah, take care, man. Puka, have you listened to Led Zeppelin? I have. I quite like Led Zeppelin. I don't have any on vinyl. Well, no, I have. There's some records I get at like flea markets and garage sales and stuff for cheap that are kind of like shitty quality. But I have Physical Graffiti. One of their later albums I can't remember the name of. Uh, it's not In Through the Outdoor. It's the other one with like the people eating on it. But I haven't listened to that or either of those two albums yet. But yeah, Led Zeppelin. My two favorites are the debut and Led Zeppelin 3. Really love the debut in particular. Led Zeppelin 1. Charlie Brown. Thanks, Nico. Thank you for bumping the camera. That was very kind of you. The Charlie Brown Christmas album. This is a fucking banger. I play this every Christmas. This album rocks my socks off. No reason for Vince to go this hard for a cartoon soundtrack, but I'm glad he did. Legendary, legendary stuff. You have any Nick Drake? Not on vinyl, but I have Pink Moon on CD. I like that album. I like his other stuff too. Puka, have you ingested lead and got lead poisoning before? I mean, I'm not too far away from Flint, Michigan, so bullet dodged with that. Thankfully, I have not ingested any lead. Uh, Pop up tabs, one fan. I got my friend into Radiohead, and the way I showed her was the Lotus Flower music video and the MTV Beach House video. That's a pretty wild introduction. I mean, sometimes I'll fuck with people and like show them like their first Radiohead song to be Polk Pole or something like completely like bonkers like that, you know. But as a genuine introduction, like doing Lotus Flower and a Beach House, that would get me into the guys. Fuck it, like that would be a cool introduction. Not super into Led Zeppelin, but I love this cover of Stairway to Heaven they did at the Kennedy Center. Stairway to Heaven's a song that like I don't really care how overplayed it is. Like I'll never get enough of it. Like actually, I do like that song a lot. Kainik, sup puka. I'm not donating. No problem, my friend. Not a problem at all. You missed a couple records, like mostly just boomer music and the legendary Charlie Brown soundtrack. What's up, Print? Hi, Puka. I have that too. I don't know if you're talking about this or I mean we were talking about this the other day. Not this album, but this band. Motherfucking Discovery. Classic. This was one of the first records I got. Just a legendary album. Face to Face. That song in particular has become like one of my favorite songs. The use of sampling in that is just like out of this world. Kind of. I too have Discovery. The vinyl master is amazing. Yeah, it's a very good sounding record. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, shout out Daft Punk. My favorite beat boop band. They're a pretty good beat boop band. Very, very good beat boop band. Let's see here. Was that Volume Beta? No, I unfortunately don't have any C418 soundtracks on vinyl. Moniac Classic, haven't listened to it yet. You should get to that. You're missing out. They're still discovering samples in that. Yeah, that's fucking wild. Like the hunt to just like track down that song. They're close. Like I've heard like some pretty accurate like recreations of it. And it's just crazy. Like the fact that people are even able to like find that out at all. Yeah, everybody noticed already. You know, Deftones self-titled. This used to be the only Deftones album I had on vinyl for a little bit, but I got a few more of them, like a couple months ago. But this is a cool album. It's the and this came out. I think it was like 2023 for an anniversary. They pressed it on a red record, which is gonna be a pain to get out, but you saw a little glimpse of it. I love this album. It took a minute to grow on me. I used to not go to it as much, but over time, like I've been listening to it a lot lately. Battle Axe in particular, fucking awesome song. Death Blow. When Girls Telephone Boys is so like angry. It's a really sick record. Oh, Print, we'll get into the Hum records. I have a bit of a story to tell about the Hum records. But yeah, I was very eager to get those when they reissued them. Yeah, cool album. I'm actually wearing. I don't know if you can see it. I'm wearing that shirt. I have a shirt of it right now that I'm wearing. So yeah, shout out Deftones. P is stored in the balls, in the balls. P is stored in the balls. Yeah, real fart man. Dinosaur Jr. You're living all over me. Classic album. I love this album. I can't. I think she's just gonna be interrupting the uh, feed the whole time. I hope you guys don't mind seeing your cat every once in a blue moon. We can see it. The shirt, very cool, very cool. It's 103 in Texas right now. I'm fried. I could not imagine. I used to live in Florida. I was used to heat like that for a little bit, but now that I'm back up north, like I don't ever want to go back to that. But yeah, I love this album. A lot of great songs on it. Very cool artwork too. Like if I were to display any of my records, it would probably be this one because just because the artwork is so cool and it's a fantastic album. I'd love to get more Dinosaur Jr. records, but I'm happy with this one for now. And then we got an album I hold very dear. It's Emergency and I by the Dismemberment Plan. This band, I mean, they're known. A lot of people know these guys in like indie circles and stuff, but I fucking love them. I wish more people knew them. Just for the fact that the rhythm section, the bassist and like the drummer especially are just out of this world. You know, their drummer is like probably one of the most underrated drummers out there. Like this band can fucking play. And beyond that, it's such a fun album. It's yeah, print. It's such a fun album cover. Very playful music, like high energy, crazy stuff. Great songs on it. Uh, Spider in the Snow. What do you want me to say? The City, Girl O'Clock, 8.5 minutes. I love that final four stretch of songs especially. And then it's got these bonus tracks which are all really great too. Dismemberment Plan Gets Rich. That song is so goofy sounding. Like Dismemberment Plan penis music. Yeah, this record store in Flint, the owner there was a really big Dismemberment Plan fan. And that was the first place I ever saw their album before this, Dismemberment Plan is Terrified on CD. Yeah, there was like two copies of it. I didn't end up picking both of them up, but I was like ecstatic to even just find one of them. And then he hooked me up. He had this like stored in the back, and he hooked me up with it. So I was very happy to get this. They issued Change a few years ago for Record Store Day on like a blue record. I really wanted to go back there and pick it up, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. I love Change too. Dismemberment Plan is Terrified. This album, Emergency and I and Change are all just phenomenal records. If you only heard this album, or if you haven't even heard this album, you should definitely listen to all three of those. I think Is Terrified is probably I almost like it a little bit more than this one now. I just keep going back to it the most. It's got so much energy in it. It's just such like a zany album. Very cool. Very cool stuff. Then we got some more over here. My stuff's not properly organized, so stuff's gonna be like a little all over the place. And especially I have like a few other bins of records. Do you have songs from The Big Cheer by Tears for Fears? I do actually. That's the only album I have on vinyl, cassette, and CD. I love that album. That album's fucking awesome. Eel, welcome back. Questions. I love eating ice. I'm very iron deficient. Cool beans. Y'all know this band? Y'all ever heard of this band? Y'all ever listen to this band? They're an okay band. This is an alright album. Anyone like driving from Los Angeles to Desert or Joshua Tree? No one knows that band. That's a good point. That band no one knows. Not gonna lie, I listened to Big Chair and then Adore by the Pumpkins right after, and low key there's some similarities. I'd have to do that. When I think of Adore, what I don't think of is Billy Corgan being inspired by Tears for Fears, but also Songs for the Deaf. It's one of my favorite albums of all time, like one of my top five albums. I got this when I saw them at Catacombs. I was super stoked. Kind of, yeah. Of course, it's in his collection, like Clockwork. That's also in my collection. It's not. Well, it's right over there. Excuse me. Yeah, they did Bohemian Rhapsody. Another one bites the dust. Classic songs. Rhino. Y'all like Hum? Y'all like Rhinos? Y'all like Zebras by chance? I do. I love this band. I love their whole discography. When I found out, I've wanted them on vinyl for years, and then when I found out Polyvinyls released them reissues, I pre-ordered them. I got the colored variants. I was like super stoked to have them. But a funny story with those. So Polyvinyl, I don't know if you can see it. I have a sticker on my speaker there. They included some like a grape airheads with the records, with the packaging. Just a little treat to accompany. Yeah, kind of. You already know what's going on. To accompany your purchase. I was stoked. I love airheads. I was eating it. And then my tooth it chipped my tooth. Part of my tooth came out, and it hurt. It hurt really bad. But like for years, I neglected going to the dentist because I didn't want to spend all that money. I wanted to buy more records instead. And eventually, that tooth got infected, and I had to, get a root canal. That was just a few months ago. Because the pain was excruciating. I was bearing with it for a couple of years, but it just got to a point where I literally felt like my mouth was going to kill me. So yeah, I had to deal with that a little while ago. But it's all good now. It's all good now. Like exactly, Moniac. It was a worthy sacrifice. That Airheads was delicious. It was very good tasting Airheads. So not too bummed out by it. But yeah, um, great band. This album, Downward is Heavenward, fucking awesome. It's got Green to Me. It's got Dreamboat. If You Are to Bloom, that's like one of the greatest songs of all time. I've never heard a song be so happy and so heavy at the same time. Just a very good band, very fantastic band. And of course, they're the type to like not release an album for fucking 20 years. Come back with another banger, Inlet. Fantastic album. Very good album. I don't know if it shows the track listing here. Yeah, here we go. Very, very good set of songs. The Summoning in particular is my favorite. Just love how big the guitars sound on this. It's very it's got their shoegaze influences dialed up a bit, but it's also got like a kind of like a stoner rock vibe. And it sounds awesome. I love me some stoner rock. I like me some shoegaze. So very very cool album from them. Give me like 1 second to put these back. Enjoy the void for the time being. All right. Let's see here. Let's get these. There we go. All right. I like how nerdy the singer looked in the 90s. Yeah, I like that a lot too. They all looked like computer science majors. That fucking video, I don't know if it was Howard Stern they were on or what, but whatever show they were on where they did interviews in the chicken suits is like, really funny. Super cool band. Another cool band. Got like Interpol. I never got like super into their other albums. I mean, I like them well enough from what I've heard, but this album is fantastic. Print, will I be able to donate money to you on your Kofi on Friday? I mean, yeah, it'd be fine. You don't have to worry about, donating money at all. It's not like urgent that I need money, I don't want anyone to feel like they have to donate. Uh, it's just a matter of unfortunate circumstances where my computer started having issues, similar issues to what I encountered a year ago. I just don't. I unfortunately don't have like the budget to put into that right now. But it's not like dire that I need money, to live or anything. It's just get my computer back going so I can get this video out that I've been working on. Yeah, I appreciate the sentiment. If you want to donate, do whenever you can. But again, like if it's not like convenient for you or anything, you don't have to worry about it. But I appreciate it a lot. Eel, how much money do you want? In general, I think like the motherboard replacement I was looking at costs. I mean, it depends if I want to get my old one again, which I paid like $90 for before, I think. But I also might look at getting a different one. It's for a 10th gen Intel. So I still have to like kind of like research it and stuff, but I don't really have any high goals. Uh, just whatever people want to hand out, I'll be happy with. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Interpol, Inner Peak. Turn on the bright lights. I always loved this album. I always used to think of it as like if Joy Division fused with the Strokes. And I'll get into these guys later, but a little bit after that, I got into this band called the Chameleons. They're another post punk band from the '80s, and they're fucking awesome. I feel like Interpol took a lot of influence from those guys, like their album script from the script of the bridge, their debut album. If you like Interpol, I don't doubt you'll get like a lot of enjoyment from that album. It's definitely worth a listen. Yeah, Real Fart Man, you did it. Chameleons. I have two of their CDs. The one with script of the bridge, and then the one with Swamp Thing on it. Swamp Thing's such a fucking awesome song. I really like that song. And Monkey Land on Script of the Bridge. Monkey Land's also like one of my favorite songs. That song always trips me up because it sounds. Maybe I'll get into this later, but that song always like takes me off for the first minute, and then like after that, everything onwards is just like ecstasy. Help a play ouchie, says Print. We love you, Puka. Your humbleness and kindness reminds me a lot of Wendigoon. It's fun. Thank you, Print. I appreciate that a lot. Eel, I'm trying to figure out how much I should donate. Uh, again, it's whatever you can donate. You don't have to donate at all if you don't want. If like it's not like convenient for you. If you want to like just spend like shoot over a couple dollars, that'll be more than enough. I'll greatly appreciate that. Hey, Interpol, cool band. Jimi Hendrix, Experience. Are you experienced? I am experienced. I've listened to this album quite a lot. This used to be like one of my favorite albums to play. It's got the classics. It's got all the classics. Love this album. May this be love. I think that's the song with the waterfalls hook. That song's so beautiful. And Hey Joe, another awesome song. I got this album. I think I traded with with a buddy of mine. I gave him like a Frank Zappa live album because he was a lot more into Zappa than me, and he gave me this. I've been stoked to have it. It's a very cool album. And then of course I got Are You Experienced too, another great Hendrix album. This one, it's not like a original pressing like that. This one I got from Amazon like in 2018. It was crazy when I saw this. I was like looking through my old Amazon orders and like I think I paid like $13 for this new. Are You Experienced? It's a double album. This one does it have the okay, I won't get DMCA. It doesn't have any naked ladies on it. Yeah, great album. But anyways, it's crazy to me how cheap records used to be. I wish they were still like that. As much as I love records, they can be steep to collect financially, which is why for collecting for 10 years, I have a decent sized collection, but I feel like it could be bigger. Kanye West, y'all remember this guy from earlier? This legend, great help. Greatly appreciate his uh, message he could leave for us. You know, encouraging donations. This is the College Dropout, his debut album. Y'all remember a time where people think Kanye wouldn't go off the rails? I feel like you see a lot more love for like maybe like graduation onwards Kanye, like especially like newer Kanye these days. It's weird, like I feel like I don't really see as many people talking about late registration and college dropout as much anymore. And for me, like, I like most of Kanye's stuff, but those two albums, this one especially, this is one of my favorite albums ever. I adore these albums. This one is just like every song on it. It's fantastic to me. Spaceship, Jesus Walks, Never Let Me Down. That three-song stretch is just legendary. Through the Wire. Fucking Get 'em High. Common's verse on that like cracks me up because he has that line. He's like, "Real rappers are hard to find, like a remote," which is just like mind-blowing stuff. Common. Slow Jams, great song. Two words has to be like one of my favorite Kanye albums ever. That beat is just legendary. I fucking love Two Words. Um, a lot of nostalgia for this album. Like when I was listening to it for the first time, like I remember my sisters, like my older sisters, playing these songs a lot growing up. So like my first time listening to it when I was like 15, I was like, oh, these are these the songs I liked hearing a lot as a kid. It was like a greatest hits compilation of songs I would hear my older sisters play. Yeah, cool album. Love to have like late registration or my beautiful dark twisted fantasy too on vinyl, or 808s. I love 808s. All right, we're getting into our King Crimson now. I think it's a little out of order. There we go. I got I got this classic. Pretty funny story of how I got this album and a few other records that I'll get into in a bit. This, of course, is In the Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson. Fucking legendary prog rock album. Uh, I actually stole this, technically. So my older sister, I was at her house one time, and her roommate inherited like someone else's like vinyl collection, and she was playing all of them through a Crosley. And she wasn't really the type to enjoy an album like In the Court of the Crimson King. So one day I was at my sister's, and she just like told me like, yeah, Puka, just go ahead and take a couple, like take like three albums you like, and she won't even notice. So yeah, I grabbed Metal, I think, by Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd, and then this one. And this was the one I was very eager to have just because it's so fucking good. Every song on it, like every song on it. I love Moonchild especially. Uh, Not to be a contrarian, but I think the at least the first couple minutes of that song, the part where it's like not just improv, I think it's such a beautiful sounding song. Like that's the most autumnal like whenever I hear that song, I get like taken to like being in, I don't know, like some like outside at night in autumn, and there's like a ghost singing to me. That's what I imagine when I hear that song. Such a good fucking album. Just like really great stuff. Thomas Hayslang, do you feel bad today about stealing those albums? Not really. just on principle that I feel like I'm putting more use to it, or I'm getting more use out of them than I think she would have been, because she wasn't really the type to listen to King Crimson. Not that it wasn't a bad thing, but again, like I'm sure she didn't even notice. This one I didn't steal though. This one I actually had to buy hard-earned cash. Largest Times in Aspic. Amazing album. Great songs on it. You got the large duology, this self title track duology, and the talking drum. That's probably my favorite on it. I love the bass line and just how that song builds up energy. Uh, just throughout its runtime. Easy Money, Exiles. Exiles is like this album's epitaph equivalent. I feel like just the kind of epic. Book of Saturday. I love that song a lot too. Kind of reminds me of Moonchild. Just the more low key song on it. Just like a great like warm vibe. Very great album. Larks, the goat of King Crimson albums, exactly. This one, however, it challenges Lark's position. I love Discipline. This album is just bonkers. It's absolutely legendary stuff. My sister bought this one for me. I was super stoked. You know, to me, I always thought of this album as like King Crimson's answer to Talking Heads. Elephant Talk. I love that song. It's super funny. Frame by Frame is definitely my favorite on here. Yeah, Real Fart Man, you get it. Just that 7/8 riff, the riff on it in 7/8, and especially that part where the two guitars like interlock at like different time signatures and gives it that delayed sound. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. Indiscipline, another really like funny song to me. I repeat myself when under stress. I repeat myself when under stress. Just every song on this is fantastic. And I really love Sheltering Sky too. Great, great atmosphere in that one. And Discipline, closes it off very well. Awesome album. Just a very, very good album. I think that's about it for King Crimson. I'd love to have Red, or yeah, I'd love to have Red on vinyl, Starless and Bible Black, even some more '70s King Crimson. I just recently got into Power to Believe. That was one of their newer albums. I like that album a lot too. I didn't like Construction of Light too much, but Power to Believe is I enjoyed that one quite a bit. I saw a few more. I'm gonna read these real quick before we get into Loveless. I got a few more donations here that I want to read out. Enjoy the Sonic stock in the meantime. A little Nico can. Let's see here. It's taking a minute to load. Guys is still sleeping in the same spot an hour later. Let's see here. Holy moly. Johnny. Hi, Puka. I'm sorry I can't make it to your stream, but hopefully you'll find this useful for your motherboard. Sent $40. Thank you a bunch. I greatly appreciate that. I'm kind of mind blown so far. You guys have been you've been sending a lot more than I anticipated at all, and I'm greatly appreciative of it. You know, all of this I'll definitely be putting towards like getting my PC back together and getting some more videos out for you guys. I know my output's been bad. This is a whole other rabbit hole, but I just recently got diagnosed with ADHD, and on top of that, got medicated. I've been noticing a lot of improvements with like my focus and stuff, which was probably one of like the main reasons behind my lack of output. Besides when like life would get in the way and stuff. So, with that being said, I'm sure like once everything's like once I'm back on my feet a bit, you'll definitely be seeing a lot more videos from me. It's not that I ever didn't want to make them. It's just always felt like other factors, intervening. Moniac, smack roll of money for hella drugs or whatever it was you needed it for. Sent $30. Uh, so yeah, kind of busted. Now you guys are all on to me. You know, truth. Truth comes out. I'm actually gonna spend all this on a smack. You know, sorry that you have to find out this way. Thomas, ADHD is a real bitch, to be honest. I, for so much of my life, I'm 26, so for a lot of my life, I was, I wasn't even aware of like, possibly even having ADHD or anything. I went so much of my life like struggling in school and stuff, just struggling with focus, not even really knowing what's going on. Kind of just like thinking of myself like I'm just lazy about stuff. But I will say the first day I took like my medication, I felt so different in a way that was like just like surreal to experience. I felt like my thoughts have calmed down because I'm not like a very hyperactive person, but like internally, like my thoughts, I always feel like I have like five streams of thought going at the same time. Kind of wild. An eel sent $15. Thank you very much, eel. I hope this can help. I really enjoy your content and the way you talk about the topics in your videos. I'm really happy you have your channel. So yeah, this is for Talm York W. Thank you, eel. Thank you for everybody who appreciates my videos, content and stuff. Uh, Even if lately I've just been like mainly doing those live streams with Percival. I noticed a lot of you guys have been like regularly tuning into those, which I appreciate it a lot. I have a lot of fun doing those, and I'm glad you enjoy those too. But yeah, there's definitely been a lack of like actual like videos, and that's going to change soon. I'm not gonna be like just stealthily convert to a live stream channel. Not that I'll quit that either. I love live streaming. I'll keep doing that a lot. But sorry. I'll um I'll make sure we get more videos out there for you guys. I definitely do. I think after this next Radiohead video, I really want to do a video on the cats in the TV box. Her like falling into there. I hope she's able to get out. Anyways, Kid Amnesia exhibition video, or just talking about Kid Amnesia in general. Something I'd really want to do soon too. And disintegration. I've been thinking about making a video on disintegration by the Cure because I think it's really interesting with that album. It like flows like a movie. I wanted to be able to talk about that. But all that being said, Eel, you're so cool, Puka. Please don't die. Not planning on it. Not planning on it at all. As a matter of fact, I will actively avoid that. Not to a ridiculous degree, but I won't put myself in a scenario where that could possibly happen. Eel, I take it your pop off is about the disintegration video, which if so, I'm really glad that you seem enthused by that. Sorry, I keep dragging this on. Loveless by My Bloody Valentine. I used to have when they reissued them. I actually had Isn't Anything, Loveless, and MBV on vinyl, but I ended up selling them. They were like the digital pressings. I never ended up opening them or anything, but I needed money at the time, so I didn't feel bad for letting them go. But later down the line, I actually got this as a gift. This is the analog pressing of Loveless. It was a very sweet gift. I was very excited to have this. Uh, Person gave it to me actually. Like I was like explaining to them before about differences between like analog cut and digital cut records and stuff, and they remembered that and gave it to me. So it was very cool to have. I like Loveless. It's a classic album, and now I have the analog cut of it, and it sounds fucking amazing. Like this one of my best sounding records I think in my collection. So yeah, super cool to have. You know what else is super cool to have? Motherfucking Volcanic Bird Enemy and the Voice Concerned by Little Ugly Man. This is my favorite album of the 2020s so far. Every song on it, like every single song on it, is just like awesome to me. Like anytime I'm feeling down in the dumps a little bit, this album, I always feel like relieved to have this album there with me. Uh, Lil Ugly Man, he's just so uncompromisingly like honest in his lyrics, and he's a great lyricist too. And this is like such a radical shift from his previous like Memphis rap sounding stuff. And I like it a lot more than that stuff even. Not to like compare them all, but I think it was a good style shift. This album's just phenomenal. I got this on his website. I also got this tapestry. It's a tapestry of that album art. I think it looks awesome. I just love that duck character in particular. His name is Dennis. Used to be a live stream that Luckily Mane did. He made like a board game where he was playing with a guy dressed up in that duck suit. I thought it was very funny. Kind of music in it. It's hard to explain. Like kind of like indie tronica. It's like I guess if I had to compare it to anyone, it would probably be like Backish, like Back style of music. But it's so different too. It's like the way he sings is so it's like very deep, very reverby, very weird sounding music. Not like super weird, but like very pleasant too. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's kind of all over the place tonally, but it's fantastic. It's definitely worth a listen. Headboard's like a shoegaze song. There's some like instrumental cuts on here too. Mark Lanigan, Whiskey for the Holy Ghost. I got this one at a record store in closer to the city in Michigan. It was actually kind of not funny, but it was like an unfortunate coincidence. I was, when I was getting it, I sparked up a conversation with the store owner. She was talking to me about how much of a big Mark Lanigan fan she is, and how he was gonna perform in the area in like a few weeks or so. We are just sharing our love for Mark Lanigan, but unfortunately, that was tragically like a few weeks before his passing. So I don't know if she ever ended up getting the chance to see him, but Mark Lanigan, absolute legend. R.I.P. to him. And like love his work in like Queens of the Stone Age, and Mad Season, and stuff, and of course Screaming Trees. But his solo discography, it's really awesome stuff. Let me grab this next batch here. All right. I wanted to get into my CDs and stuff too. I don't know how long this live stream is going to go for. The main thing I'm worried about is that last time I was using this app, my phone battery is probably at like 60 or 50% right now. And the last time I got to 20% and my phone did the low battery mode, it just unexpectedly cut the stream. So hopefully, let's at least let's try to speed run this a little bit more. But fucking Thriller, it's a classic. It's a beautiful album to have. This was one of the first records I got. This actually is like this and In the Aeroplane Over the Sea were the first two records I got. I think it's kind of funny. Like those are like the most typical like first two albums to get. Like of course it's like the hipster like indie classic you got with In the Aeroplane, and then you got like the most sold album of all time, Thriller. It was a good way to get started with my collection. I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. I adore this album. I really want to get Bad too. Bad's an album I've fallen on in love with a lot recently. I'd love to have that on vinyl. Speaking of, what more can be said? I mean, What more do I gotta say? In the airplane over the sea, a neutral milk hotel. I'm not gonna lie, these days I kind of prefer on Avery Island just because I love those fuzz guitars. But really, I love them both equally. Jeff Mandem stuff is fantastic. I've recently been getting into some unreleased Neutral Milk Hotel songs. There's an ant calling somewhere. Set up like 50 ant traps. I'm still seeing them around. But yeah, classic album. Unfortunately, the only Nine Inch Nails record I have, and it's kind of a atypical one. This is not the actual events EP by Nine Inch Nails. I really want Broken. Broken's become one of my favorite. Uh, it's become my favorite Nine Inch Nails album. I love that to bits. I had a chance to pick it up, but I didn't end up doing it because at the time I didn't know it came with the two bonus tracks. But I have this. I like this EP a lot. I got it for it was on like clearance at some I think it was like some bookstore I was at. A very cool album. Bring Me Bright, Field on Fire was like the first song to get me into Nine Inch Nails, and that released as a single. I was like mind blown by that because like I heard like I remember like growing up with Hand That Feeds You. I like that song a lot, but I didn't like explore Nine Inch Nails around the time I was getting super into music. Yeah, She's Gone Away, of course, is a classic too. Uh, haven't seen Twin Peaks yet, but I saw like a video of like that song set to that music. I believe it's featured in that, and that was like very cool to see. And yeah, Branch's Bones. I love the way Trent sings on Branch's Bones because it's so like oh, it's kind of like funny to me, but it's cool. Dear World, I love the way that sounds too. It's so like weird. This is just some obscure band, obscure album that not many people know about. Stolen by yours truly. But I love this. I used to be a bit of a contrarian. When I first heard it the first couple times, I was like, "Oh, Dark Side of the Moon is so overrated." But man, over time, that album's grown on me a lot. I really do think it like is as good as the reputation it gets. Like I think it's just like a such like a universally like appreciative album, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does, but like yeah, it's beautiful stuff. The Wall. I found this in my parents' basement. I just uh I just nabbed it. It kind of sounds like shit. Like it's not in the best condition. You can kind of tell it's got a bit of crust on it, but it's still cool to have. But these days, I don't really listen to The Wall anyways. If I wanted to experience The Wall, like I usually just watch the movie. But still, The Wall on vinyl, even if it's crusty, cool to have. Metal, another fantastic Pink Floyd album. One that I enjoy listening to a lot. And of course, it's got Echoes. It's like one of the greatest songs ever. I'm sorry, Seamus, actually. Seamus. Now that's a damn good song. Amazing song. I love that dog on it. No, I just realized I was like putting these away in the wrong order. Right? Hold on. I got this all mixed up. Just 1 second, check. Screamadelica. Primal Scream Screamadelica. Another one of my top 5 albums. Just look at that guy. Like, is that not the coolest guy you've ever seen in your life? Like, shit. I got him on my guitar. Kind of funny story with getting that guitar is that it was like a Facebook Marketplace listing. I didn't even know if it was legit or not. Like the listing looked sketchy and everything, and like they wanted to meet at a police department, but then they like changed it at the last minute to their apartment complex. So I was like, man, I'm probably gonna die trying to get this guitar, but no, it turned out to be legit, and blew my mind. It was for a pretty good price too, and it's a nice Strat. It's a made in Mexico Strat, but I still like it a lot. Very great guitar. Very great album. I love this album to bits. I love the bondos on it. I love the songs on it. Moving on up, Slip Inside This House, the 13th floor elevators cover. I love the way Bobby's like harmonizing with the sitar on that song. It sounds so awesome. Beautiful vocals on Don't Fight It, Feel It. Higher Than the Sun, just like a absolute classic. Really trippy song. I don't care how on the nose it is about like the experience with drugs. Like it's a song that justifies it. It's like so good. Inner Flight, really great instrumental. I love it kind of reminds me of like Sonic music a little bit, that song. Come Together, classic, loaded classic. Damaged, of course they're gonna have like a Rolling Stones, you know, rip off song because it's fucking Primal Scream. Uh, and I'm coming down. Uh, Maybe a little atypical. The way I like to engage with this album is I consider like these last two songs as bonus tracks, just because I think like I'm coming down is like such a perfect way to end this album. And then of course we got like the Higher Than the Sun dub remix, which I like too. I listen to the bonus tracks anyways, but like usually I like to think it ends at I'm coming down. But awesome album, very very cool album. Quigley, if you're watching this, Quigley, if you're in the chat, don't think I wasn't gonna get a Quigley mention in there. Shout out Quigley for having this awesome album as his profile picture. Dun, 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 dun. This was the first Queens record I got. And unfortunately, this was when I got not the actual events. I got the Tool Opiate EP. I left in my aunt's sunroom or Florida room, and then it rained really heavily, and it got a little water damaged. The sleeve did, but it still plays fine. And it doesn't like it's not super noticeable, so I don't really want to replace it. But yeah, it's fucking rated R by Queens of the Stone Age. I love this album. All the songs on it are just fantastic. This one is better than Weezer. I agree wholeheartedly. I like this. I like Rated R a lot more than any Weezer album. Especially, I think I lost my headache. One of my favorite, if not my favorite, Queens of the Stone Age song. But I feel like my answer is different to that every time I answer the question. But I think I lost my headache definitely is in my top three. I adore that song. Of course, it includes one of the B sides, "Ode to Clarissa" at the end, which I think is cool. Great album. Come on, buddy. And of course, we got Light Clockwork. The self-titled. I listened to Songs for the Deaf first by these guys. I didn't like it, so I didn't really listen to them for a while. Then I listened to self-titled and Light Clockwork, and that's when I started really getting into Queens of the Stone Age. So I'm very partial to this album. It's just beautiful, like beautiful music, like very matured Queens of the Stone Age. That one is my favorite. Probably says Eel, and very respectable choice. Sat by the Ocean, Vampire of Time and Memory, God is the Sun, Collapsia, Fairweather Friends, fucking awesome song. And of course, one of the greatest Queen songs, I Appear Missing. Like this shit just rocks. Yeah, Wayne Schoolfield, you get it. It's very, very fantastic album. Uh, Void Time again, while I set this stack back up. Y'all ever hear these guys? Surely, at least one person in the chat might have heard of OK Computer by Radiohead. It's a fine album. It's like probably like my it might be like my favorite album of all time, but it's okay. It's a decent little ditty. It's a cool little album. It's all right. Kid Amnesia. It's the a 3 LP set with Kid A Amnesiac and then the bonus disc. Great to have on vinyl. It's a better deal. It was like $50 when they released this. It was a better deal than getting the album separately. I think there's 12-inch versions of Kid A and Amnesiac now, but for a while, like the only versions of those I could find were like these like 10-inch smaller like record copies. Which apparently had some like flaws with them, and every time I saw them, they were like at least like $40 or $50. Just for the one album. So to get you know three sort of albums for $50 is pretty unbeatable. I got the red record variant, which is exclusive to record stores. I went to like I swear I was like scouting out like I went to like four different record stores trying to find this, and finally it was like the last one I went to, which didn't even advertise itself as a record store. It advertised itself as a CD store. It had like 5 copies of it, and I was stoked about that. Wayne Schoolfield, that's my favorite album by them. I'm taking you're talking about OK Computer. It's so very good choice. Even if it's the typical choice, like there's good reason for that. Hail to the Thief. Awesome album. My third favorite Radiohead album. I was talking about a little bit earlier, but even if it's a little disjointed, even if it's a little messy, I utterly adore all the songs on here. Uh, and the album art too. It's kind of funny when I was first getting into Radiohead. I found Paranoid Android. That was like the first song I heard by them. But the first album I listened to by them was Hail to the Thief. Like on a separate occasion, I was like, I saw someone post this album cover. I thought it looked cool, so I looked it up. I found out it was by the same band that I made the other song I was just getting into. So I thought, oh, that's pretty interesting. Then I listened to this, and I listened to OK Computer, and kind of fell in love with them. Just a tad bit, like just a little tad bit. I might like Radiohead a little bit. They're all right. In Rainbows. This is another album I got on Amazon for like $15 in 2018. Nowadays it's at least like twice that. Not my super favorite Radiohead album. I feel like nowadays a lot more people are really into this album. Which like I'm not gonna like I'll dog on it like sometimes if I'm rage baiting on Way Central on the Discord server, like I'll shit on In Rainbows a little bit. I still adore this album. Like at least three of the songs on here are like in my top 10 Radiohead songs, like Weird Fishes, Reckoner, and Jigsaw. Like those songs are just amazing. And the whole album, it's just got this. It's very concise. It's very, you know, warm sounding, just like pleasant record to listen to. And Videotape's another song that's grown on me a lot lately. Used to not be like used to not be as like head over heels for it, but I've definitely started to appreciate it a lot more. Body Snatchers, Nude, All I Need. It's a great album. I do love In Rainbows a lot. I think that's about it for. Well, no, I have a couple more Radiohead albums to get into, but they're not in this pile. I do got some good old Residents, Dog Stab. I didn't think. Yeah, it said like $37 back there. I don't remember paying that much for this. Like, I think I paid 14 for it, which is a little bit more fair. Duck Stab, Residence, Constantinople, and then it's got the Buster and Glenn too. Cool album. I love the Residents. I just recently got Not Available, which is like my super favorite album by them. I adore that album. Yeah, very weird band. Can't say they're for everyone, but I sure as fuck like them. Plus, it's just like cool to have like an album called Dark Stab. Like, it's funny. There's a bit of humor in that. Maze Trace. My top three are OK Computer, The Bends, and In Rainbows. That poor fuck. Yeah, that, exactly. All that poor fuck and duck did not deserve all that. Another band from Abingdon. Another very good band. Y'all like Slow Dive? I love Slow Dive. This is Just for a Day debut album. Spanish Air, Catch the Breeze, Ballad of Sister Sue, Primal. Got a lot of good songs on this. And then the Blue Day EP. I want to see if I can get this record out. This might be give me a second here to pull this out. This is like one of my favorite like colored record variants to have. Just because I think it's on like this marble disc that I think looks so awesome. I don't know how well it'll come out in the camera. Yeah. I don't know if you can really see it too well. There's like a faint like marbling on the disc, on the record. I think looks really cool. I'm gonna get that back together here real quick. Well, one thing I will say I don't like about this album is the sleeve is on this like scratchy vinyl texture. Which I don't know about you guys, but that stuff makes my skin crawl. With goosebumps. I don't like that feeling. But still, really cool album. Well, it's technically like a EP compilation, but it's cool to have. Uh, Slow Dive, the self-titled song, originally released on their EP called Slow Dive. Slow Dive released a song called Slow Dive, and it's fucking awesome. It's a really cool song. Avalon, of course, too. One thing I am bummed about is that it only has like the first Avalon. It doesn't have the extended cut Avalon 2, which I like more because that song is so beautiful. Like I like to listen to the longer version of it. When I saw Slow Dive a few years ago, they opened with Avalon, and I thought I was so entranced by it. Great band. And of course, I'm gonna have motherfucking Sovlaki. It's a classic. Yo, I discovered them recently. I'm so excited to listen to the rest. You're in for some good stuff. I don't have Pygmalion, unfortunately. I think I said that right. No, it's just the first couple, but I'd love to have that one too. Sovlaki's, of course, it's the most popular, and for good reason. It's my favorite too. When the sun hits is such a beautiful song. 40 Days, Machine Gun, Sing. I think that song's gorgeous. It's a great, great, great album. Uh, Sean Guy, have you ever listened to Bowery Electric? Their song "Fear of Flying" might be my favorite song ever. Yes, I have. I like those guys a lot. That beat album was very good. That used to be one of my favorite albums. I used to be up in the morning really early sometimes. That would be always be my favorite album to throw on because it has this like dazed, you know, atmosphere to it. And like when you're like groggy in the morning, like barely conscious and stuff, complements it so well. I love their album after it. I think it's self-titled. Like no, it's not the self-titled one, but it's that trip. It's when they switched to trip hop style of sound. I think that album's very good. Yeah, good band. Swans. Y'all like some swans? Snaws. I got this last time I saw them. Posters trying to fly up. I should put that up. Got some really cool filled posters. Saw Swans in 2022, 2023, 23, and then just last year. And they put on a phenomenal performance both times. I got Filth last time I saw them. Yeah, Lush Lights. That's it, Sean Guy. I can't remember the name. There's a side project by one of the members, and one of the songs on it is so good. I wish I could remember it. I think it's called Outs. Yeah, it's Outside by Echo Star. That's a very good song if you like Bowery Electric. Yeah, yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, Filth. No Wave Swans. I love that sound. Children of God. It's like their post punk album that's still like ingrained in that no wave stuff. I think it's fantastic. You know, love when they're brutal. And this was like when Jarbo was getting her, you know, spots a little bit more often. Which I love. I think Jarbo was an excellent addition to the band. Then of course you got soundtracks for the blind. Oh, oh, there's all spilling over. I got this when I first saw them. I actually got it signed by Michael Gira. So it's cool to have like this album like signed by Michael. His last name always never figure out the correct way to pronounce it. Yeah, soundtracks for the blind. It's cool to have on vinyl. I actually also have somewhere. Uh, yeah, here we go. This is the Swans documentary DVD. Where it is a body end. But I also got his book, The Knot, signed by him too. 2023. I like Swans. They're a very good band. I would love to have Great Annihilator on vinyl. I think that's become my favorite album by them. That album just rocks. That album's so cool. Like Mind, Body, Light, Sound, and Celebrity Lifestyle. She Lives, and Killing for Company, especially. Some of my favorite songs by them. What's up, Resner? Welcome to the stream. You missed. Trying to think of stuff you would be into that you missed. I had not the actual events by Nine Inch Nails. Queens of the Stone Age, Like Clockwork, Songs for the Deaf, and Rated R. Some Radiohead stuff, of course. But still a lot more to go into. I feel like I can yap about this stuff all day. So it's kind of dragging on. Hopefully it's not uh, too long. Yeah, Sean Guy, Blind is an incredible song. That's a very beautiful song. Oh, Resner, I can't stay here. There is a party in my house. Well, Resner, enjoy the party. You can always watch the VOD or something, You know, have some fun. But thanks for popping in to the stream for a little bit. Nice blue PS1, thank you. It was from a guy. It was by a guy called Custom PS1 on Instagram. Makes very cool stuff, and I was happy to like get one of his you know PlayStations and support him. Sweet Trip. Velocity Design Comfort. This has become one of my favorite bands. This was the first album to get me into them, and I still love it. I think these two albums are both like 10 out of 10s to me. But really, the main album by them that I'm super into is their follow up to that, You Will Never Know Why. This album is just like perfection to me. Like every song on it just completely is like it's just like super well made pop music. Uh, Air Supply especially is like one of my favorite songs ever. And acting is just I want to learn that on bass so bad. Like I've seen a video a couple times of like some bass covers of it, and it looks tricky, but you know, one day I want to get it down just because it looks like so much fun. Probably the most like stereo labby song on that. Of course, To Darkness, To the Moon, song about a sea and a sun. I think those are like a cool little like interlude duo. Pretending, the world is eternally complete, just like a perfect way to close it off. And you get some bonus tracks on here too, which is awesome. These were like their last two songs before they regrouped, but we don't talk about the sweet trip regrouping, okay? Let's just like pretend that Robbie got in a car crash after this album released, and that's Sweet Trip's legacy. Yeah, amazing album. So was this. System of a Down was probably like one of my first favorite bands when I was a kid, and it's a band I still adore to this day. I don't have a ton of records by them, unfortunately. I have a few more of their CDs, but Toxicity is just classic. It's hard to say if it's my favorite by them because the thing with System of a Down is I really love all their albums equally. But Toxicity, I got this for cheap online, so I was pretty stoked to have it. You know, it's got all their big singles, but Science, you know, ATWA, Forest, Deer Dance, Needles, just a lot of cool songs on this album. I love System of a Down a lot. Really, really great sounding record too. Tears for Fears, everybody. Tears for Fears. I know y'all were talking about the this album earlier, and it's fucking awesome. Like this album cover's so goofy, but like this album is just fucking awesome. The Working Out Will Shout. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Head Over Heels. Those are of course like amazing singles, but I adore The Working Hour. I think that's my favorite like deep cut on here. I think that song's so beautiful. This is the only album I have on CD, cassette, and vinyl, and for good reason. It's just an awesome album. I don't have the Hurting on vinyl or CD, but I actually got that one on cassette too. I got them both at a garage sale. Another great Tears for Fears album. I have to listen to their other stuff still. Yeah, this is the one I always go to. Love Money Party R. Don't know how your translation ended up in my recommendations, but I saw you in Discord Way Central. Cool stuff. Pretty cool to have you here. I'm glad you're popping in for the live stream. Thomas Hay Slang. I know almost every Tears for Fears song. Hell yeah. I love the dedication of those guys. Uh, Miria Oreo. I think I said that right. Hello, I hope you are having a good day. I am, thank you. I hope you're having a good day as well. My day is going very well. This has been a very chill stream so far. Any stream where I can just yap about records, for hours on end, I think it's gonna be a good stream for me. Tortoise, TNT. I love this little guy on it. This, of course, is a really cool band, mostly instrumental, but like, if you can get down with that, this is a phenomenal album. I always like this record because it's green. I like having some green vinyl records, and especially got the Tortoise on there. Cool green cool. Yeah, cool album, cool artwork. Unfortunately, the only Ween I have on vinyl. I really want to get more. They've been one of my favorite bands since I was like 16. But Godwin Satan, I love this album. I just love the energy on this album. I love all their early Brown albums, but this one has always been my favorite. It's just so juvenile, so like or relentlessly like juvenile and like just like fun to listen to. Like one of the only albums where you could have like a minute long song about a weasel and then a 9 minute song about eating pussy. Like we went for a hell of an introduction on this one. I love it to bits. Well, nowadays my favorite's probably Quebec, which is like everybody knows why. That album's just awesome. That's about it for that shelf, I guess. That storage area of records. I have more. These are some 7 inches my mom got for me at a garage sale, but I don't know how good they sound because I tried playing this "We Are the World" one, and it was a little scratched up. I got this bin here too. I got to figure out. I'm running out of storage for records, so I'm just keeping them in bins. Uh, we'll say with "We Are the World" too. I've always liked this song, even if it is like a little hokey, but I don't know. I've always liked it. It's got a good message, and I remember like playing it for like a music class in like elementary school. We like performed it at a school concert. So it's a song I've always thought about, like just for like years on end. Theft. Let's just grab a stack of these here. No, I was actually planning on. I set up this little bouquet of plushies, so I think we'll set these up over here, and we can look at the cool stuffed animals. Let's get this axolotl back here. Theft World by Lip Critic. I saw them live a few months ago. Let's see if I can get this out real quick. This is their album they released a few months ago. Awesome stuff. This album and Hex Dealer are, phenomenal albums. Great high energy, like digital hardcore punk music. Pretty humorous too. Talon, Jackpot, Two Lux, Shoplifting. That's become my favorite on this album. I adore that song. It's really cool to have on vinyl. I think it's like some cool uh, transparent record too. I thought it looked really cool when I first opened it up. Yeah, I'm not gonna take it all the way out, but it's like transparent. It's got like some marbling on it, like a silver color. Great album. I wish I had that phone mount. I wish that Five Below phone mount didn't break on me the second I opened the packaging. That sure could come in handy, so you guys didn't have to get the void POV, the Puka Pants close up POV. But also when I saw them, they came in these like the record I got came in these like oh Christ, probably just accidentally face revealed there. Oh well, fuck it. Uh, this is like a custom. How do I put this? They like just spray painted the title of the album over you know any record they could find, and they have like separate ones for like each show they go to. So I got whatever this one is, but it looks pretty cool. So I have one more thing I want to show from that too. I have to grab from another room. Is They did the same deal with some custom shirts. I got this White Castle theft shirt, which I think is pretty cool. It's unfortunately a little small for me, so I haven't been able to wear it around. So I don't trick people in public into thinking I stole White Castle. But I like having that. Ah, didn't show my face. Thank God. I've been debating if I wanted to just say fuck it and turn my front camera on, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do all that. I've been thinking about doing like reaction streams, like like Brad Taste in music, or one of those guys. But still on the fence about it. I like having some anonymity. Pearl Jam, 10, cool album. It was cheap at Walmart, so I got it. Diamond Eyes. This is it's not my favorite, but it's my definitely my second favorite Deftones album. I love every song off of this. I think it's got such great energy. The title track is awesome. Royal, Command Control. Really, just every song off of it. But I want to give a special shout out to Risk. I think that's become a recent favorite. I think Chino just sounds fantastic on it, and it's got such like a great groove, good chorus, everything too. I like the way it ends the two closers. Rocket Skates has a fucking awesome chorus. Guns, razors, knives. Oh, there's a little daddy long leg. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's just like shuffling his way through. Sorry for any arachnophobes there. Maybe I shouldn't have jumped to doing a spider show off. Around the Fur, another classic Deftones album. Love Die the Flu on this one. That's probably my. Well, no, Be Quiet and Drive, of course, is like the best one here. But I love Die the Flu too. That's my favorite deep cut on this album. But every song is fantastic. This one I was kind of stoked. Walmart of all places like pressed these like colored variants of them. I'm not gonna take it out, but this one kind of has like a pinkish like cream color. It looks pretty sick. I didn't have like most of Deftones' records for the longest time. Oh Christ, that daddy long leg's like running right towards me. Now I'm getting freaked out. What do you think, Chad? Do I kill it? It's kind of interrupting the stream. I mean, I don't want to commit like murder on a live stream. Like, could get in trouble for that. But it's kind of fucking with me. Rue, am I allowed to be here? Step on it. Should I step on it, guys? Should I kill this daddy long leg? What are you gonna do, little spider? Do you want me to like crush it with the camera? Rue, am I allowed to be here if I have no money, no job, and can't donate? Oh, absolutely. No stress about donating. Uh, it's not like urgent that I need money. It's really just to help. I just can't really like my computer started having issues, and I just don't have like the funds for it at the moment to replace parts. So that's the whole point of doing this live stream. But getting two don't kill it. I'm gonna lit it outside. I'll be nice. I'll lit it outside. Let me set this. Caius is still sleeping in the same spot 2 hours later. No, you're right. You're right. I was just in its way. He's going his own merry way. I'll leave him be. I won't even let him outside. He scared me for a little bit. I got to know him. It's not so bad. I love Money Party, Deftones. They're one of my favorite bands. Koino Yokan. Uh, it's a beautiful album. I kind of got these all mixed up here. Koino Yokan, it's got fantastic songs. I don't know how high I would rank it if I were to like do Deftones' discography, but I still think it's fantastic. I think it's worth getting all the hype that it does. And Rosemary, of course, is just a beautiful song. But yeah, Ruby, again, no stress about donating anything at all. It's good to have you on the live stream, just chilling and talk about music. Oh, I got these all mixed up again. Oh well, I'll sort them later. Unintentional new pet? Yeah. What are you thinking, chat? You want to name that spider? Y'all got any names for that spider? White Pony. Now this is an album I like a lot. This will always be one of my favorite albums, I think. Oh Christ. I won't take it out of the sleeve, so take my word on it. But I've actually avoided buying this album for a while. Because I don't know when this happened, but collecting records is something I'm still a little like I mean I have a decent sized collection, but like I've been, for 10 years I've been like collecting records. I still feel like I could have a lot more than I do. But White Pony, for how much I love this album, I didn't get it for a long time. And for all reasons, it's because I was waiting for like a white pressing of it. Like I wanted it on white vinyl because it's White Pony. And for whatever reason, like colored records don't even sound better than like, the black versions. But I just think it's such a cool thing to see. And Walmart of all places issued a white vinyl of White Pony. So I was pretty stoked to finally have that. Great album. Robert. Robert the Daddy Long Leg. I don't know where he's at anymore. But if he makes his way back, you know, I think I'll like see if I have some flies or something I can give to him. Dirt. Alice in Chains. One of the best fucking bands out there. It's awesome stuff. I have a lot to say about Alice in Chains, which is why I almost don't want to right now. But someday down the road, I'll definitely be making videos on them. Just a really tragic story. Lane's story is so tragic, and his voice is so powerful, and the songs are so like effective. He actually wrote "Angry Chair" on here. He wrote the riff for that. I think he wrote the riff for another song on here, but I can't remember which one. Yeah, Jerry's guitar work, especially his guitar tone, is so. It sounds like a storm. It's so big. It's so cool sounding. And Dirt's just like a classic. I love all the Lane albums. I like the William Duvall. I've listened to Black Gives Way to the Blue, and I like it well enough. But uh, I like William Duvall too. No shade to that guy at all. No shade to the modern iteration of the band. But '90s Alice in Chains, you know, will always be one of my favorites. Hate to Feel too. I have to give a shout out to that song. That song is so fucking cool. I don't think it gets enough recognition compared to the other songs on Dirt. Like I think that song is awesome. Let's see here. My favorite albums are Around the Fur and Adrenaline. The last album is good too. Adrenaline's great. I've been getting to that one a lot more lately. Uh, it's so early. The production's rougher, but I love the way it sounds regardless. Like it's just got such like a Great riffs on that album. So groovy. It's like a great sound. I love Adrenaline. And yeah, yeah, Private Music is great too. Deftones, I don't think have ever released a bad album. I enjoy all their stuff. And Milk of the Madonna. I think I jumbled that a little bit. It's probably one of my favorite songs by them. The fact that they've been going on for how many years and still are able to like make songs that good is just kind of mind blowing. Ministry, the mind is a terrible thing to taste. This album rocks. I'm not as big as in the other. I'm not as big into the other Ministry album that I've heard, the Psalm one, but this album I think is just awesome all the way through. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Thieves, great intro. Burning Inside is just like got great energy. Cannibal Song has like such like yelpy, strained vocals. Like that song's so cool. It reminds me a lot of like Public Image LTD Limited, like Johnny Rotten style of like weird streaming on that. Breathe. Which one? I think Test. Test is the one. It's kind of goofy. It's got like that 80s rap sound on it. If you know, you know. But I still love it. I think it's like I can totally get down with that. I agree. Milk of the Madonna was my favorite off the Snake. You get it, yo. It's a great song. Ministry, yeah. Cool album. Very cool album. Alice in Chains self-titled. I actually have two of them. So similar to Rated R, this one got water damage somehow. Can't really see it on the sleeve, but like the inserts, kind of notice it a bit more there too. Uh, I was bummed out by that. I love this album as much as Dirt. I think it's Tripod. I think it's got like such a dark, like sludgy atmosphere in it, sludge factory. Especially the last two songs, Frogs and Over Now. Considering those would technically like well, I mean they had the best of compilations beforehand that had two more songs, Get Born Again and Dead. But to think like the Lane era kind of ended with a song called Over Now, I think is foreboding. Give me one for sure, yo. I mean, I don't want it to go to waste. I whole reason I bought another one is because I love this album so much that like I didn't want to have a copy that looked kind of damaged. I mean, the record still plays fine. I love this album so much. I wanted it in pristine condition. But like I got the other copy on sale. I was able to find a discount for that, which is cool. But yeah, this one's on like a yellow vinyl, and this one's purple. So unfortunately, this one has the cooler looking records. But I don't know. I don't know why I'm so like concerned about that stuff. I was thinking about getting into my CDs for this. Maybe I'll do a quick like run through of them because I have way more CDs than I do records because they're so cheap and easy to collect. But this stream, I'm worried if my phone gets 20%, this stupid app just automatically ends the stream. So I don't know how much time we have left. I think it's at like 30 something right now. But we'll definitely get into my CDs sometime. Anyways, here's Cave in Jupiter. Fucking awesome album. I did not like it at first, but man, it's so cool. It's got like it's they started out doing like metalcore, like Converge, like just really intense stuff. And just out of the blue, they just switched to like a space alt rock band for their sophomore album. And they're like weird too. They're not like a typical like spacey alt band. Like these songs have like just like a strangeness to them. Like I think of it as like a funk, like they have a mushroom growing on their head. They're so weird, but they're fantastic. Big riff in the streets, in the stream of commerce. Brain Candle, fucking awesome song. And New Moon's a great closer. And it's in a cool purple record. I got this. I think it was on Amazon. I got it for pretty cheap. I'm happy with it. Whenever whenever I listen to this album, it like lives in my head for like days. So I don't want to keep going on about it, or else I'm gonna not stop thinking about it. Let's get some more here. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Eel. They are different colors. Kind of like the CDs, the jewel cases. I'll actually pull that up real quick. Um, I have like the neon yellow one, like the spine stuff looks different, but there's somewhere it's like a transparent purple shell and stuff, which I think looks awesome. I also have this. I want to show this too. This interview disc from around that era. It's like the inverted colors for the dog. Cool interview disc too. Cool information about the band. Geraldo just donated. Happy to help a bit. Let's pull that up real quick. Actually, haven't checked that in a second. I appreciate the donation. I'll read the message out here for you. Let's do. Let's check up on Caius. He's still sleeping in the same spot. All right, we got Dilbert sent a $10 donation. Enjoyed your recent live stream. Thank you, Dilbert. Uh, Not sure if you're talking about the this one or if you're talking about the Sonic one. Every time it's Sonic's anniversary, I want to try to do a stream where I play through the Genesis trilogy. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for donating, but especially thanks for just tuning in, watching these streams. Uh, you know, really, really, really thankful that anyone like tunes in and watches these at all. Shane Henry sent $5. As a fellow, I'm poor but need a new motherboard sufferer last year. I'm happy to help. I appreciate that a lot. What's funny is back then we were in the same predicament. Like I uh I had to replace my motherboard last year. And I know it's the problem again because I'm going through like the same issues I had last time. I'm a little concerned with my computer. If my motherboard was to crash like 2 years in a row, it gets me a little worried about what could be the factor in that. But I'm glad you understood. I appreciate the donation a lot. Um, I will say too, uh, I'm absolutely gonna make sure, uh, when I replace my parts, I'm gonna be pretty thorough. I'm gonna try to get a new case too, and on top of that, like just check my RAM and everything, and you know what, do like a fresh install for Windows too, because I've had this computer for like 5 years now, and I haven't like refreshed Windows or anything on it, and it's probably accumulated like so much junk in that time that like I should just back up my files, and in case like it could possibly be like a software thing. But yeah, I appreciate the donation, Sean guy, uh, donating under the Dilbert alias. It's funny, alias. I used to pronounce that word as Elias, and people would make fun of me in the Iceberg video comments because I had no clue I was pronouncing it that way for years and didn't realize it was wrong. So every time I read alias, I think of that. Tom York is like a cat, exactly, Sarah. Tom York is like a cat. Thomas Hayes Sling, do you have any singles on compact disc? Um, I do actually have a couple. Uh, where is it? For Radiohead, I passed up. I saw a few lots sometimes for a bunch of like Radiohead singles. Uh, but this is the only one I have. This is the Pyramid song. The one with Fast Track and Kinetic, which is cool. Kinetic is my favorite Radiohead B side altogether. So having that on CD is cool. Unfortunately, not a lot more singles. I have the My Iron Lung EP, but when I was moving before, those that and Pablo Honey got pretty badly damaged because I accidentally dropped the bin that had all those CDs in it. I haven't replaced the dual cases yet. Also, this band called Manson. I'll get into them later. But I got the CD lot for them. There's like a stack of singles. I still have to figure out where to put. But yeah, aside from that, not a big single collector. That's something I would like to get into sometime down the road. You know, especially starting out with Radiohead stuff. Because it's cool. I used to not see the point with it, but like, you know, it's just a cool thing to have. Like, you get different artwork, all sorts of different like liner notes and stuff. You know, B sides. It's a cool thing. Sarah, I've had many personas. 98% of them I've disowned. Fascinating. The Beach Boys Christmas album. Don't we love the Beach Boys Christmas album? The fucking the man with all the toys. That song cracks me up every time I hear it. It's just that one guy just going like, huh? I don't know why he gets me all the time. This is that one instance where it's like delayed and like it always gets me. Yeah, I got this on cassette recently too. Like, it's funny. I got like the Elvis Christmas album on vinyl, the Beach Boys Christmas album on vinyl, and then I just recently got those on cassette at like the same record store for like $1 each. I like having Christmas albums. You know, there's nothing like comfier than like you know, every Christmas I like to play some Christmas records and play Minecraft and build Christmas stuff in Minecraft. Me and Percival like to get together and do that. Roo Stars or Roo. Worry Wart was my favorite B side of theirs. Kinetic might be up there. Worry Wart's a really good pick too. Like any of the all of the Amnesiac B sides are so good. It's kind of crazy with that. Like I can't really just listen to Amnesiac if I listen to that album because I have to hear the B sides after. Like Cut Tooth, Fast Track, Transatlantic Drawl, Orgy. Uh, all those songs are fantastic. But Kinetic, it just has this great. I love the production on Kinetic. Tom's vocals on it. And that part where like it gets really trippy at one point. It like fades out and like all these like noises start playing. And the drum sample on it too is fantastic. I really like that song. Sarah, I wish they would play the B sides live. I wish they would too. Not even just the Amnesiac ones, like any B sides besides like talk show hosts. But I get it, you know, they don't always want to get into the super deep cuts. The samples on the Amnesiac B sides are really interesting. They are. They're really interesting. It's like it's cool hearing Radiohead experiment with that stuff. I wish they'd have experimented more with sampling beyond like 3 or 4 times on the main albums. I do too. It would have been interesting what they to hear what they could have came up with if they kept at that. But I mean, what they've shown us, you know, for the Kid A era and all that, it's definitely very cool. I wish the India Rubber live recording would leak. Yeah, me too. That's a cool song. You know, I'd be very curious to hear how they would play that live. I wonder if they would still play like the sample of Colin laughing. Moody Blues, Days of Future Past, one of my favorite prog albums. A little crusty. I got this, you know, dirt cheap. But Nights in White Satin, one of my favorite songs of all time. The I have no clue how they managed to do it, but that like Mellotron choir is like that's kind of screaming Mellotron choir in the chorus of that song is like one of the greatest sounds I've ever heard. So haunting, but it sounds so like powerful at the same time. It's like a really gorgeous song. Evening 2 is another one of my favorite songs on here, but I really adore this whole album. Very nostalgic album. I remember my dad recommended this album to me. Bet Colin did Helium during the live version. That would have been interesting to hear. This is a moon shaped pool, standard vinyl. I actually have the special edition here too. I got that when I saw them live. No clue what happened to the master tape that came with it, unfortunately. I could have had something cool, like, I don't know, the national anthem bass line, but I'll never know. But I also picked this up recently. This is the standard album. Well, recently, it was like a few months ago. Uh, but it's the, I'm not going to pull it out. It's the white disc variant. Sounded a little rough. I don't know if it was my needle had like dirt on it or what, but it sounded a little crusty. I don't know if that's the record or my needle, but still cool to have. Really cool looking record. Super unknown. Ain't this a fucking classic? Rude. The moon-shaped pool vinyl reminds me of the one I have lying against the wall in my room because I still haven't got around to listening to that record. No way. You're missing out. I think it's my fourth favorite Radiohead album actually after Hail to the Thief. I think it's a I think it's Radiohead's just like most beautiful album. Very serene music. Uh, and the songs on it are classics. Definitely have to get around to that sometime. I think you'll like it a lot. Oh, you've heard the album, just haven't heard the vinyl yet. Okay, yeah, I get that 100%. I have a knack for like buying albums I recognize on vinyl and then not playing it on vinyl, just because sometimes it can be a little inconvenient. Deck Stark is one of my favorites. Yeah, me too. That song's fantastic. Great pick. Say that, Idiot's Hack, Daydreamer, uh, Present Tense. Glass Eyes is beautiful. That's kind of a short one, but I love that song. Love Money Party. I don't know which version of True Love Waits I like more from a Moonshaped Pool or Kid Amnesia. Both are great. For me personally, I adore the Kid Amnesia version. I think that one sounds so awesome. I think my least favorite, honestly, of the three might be Moonshaped Pool, but I still think they're all beautiful in their own way. The Moonshaped Pool version definitely works in the context of that album. Very good song. Very good album. Soundgarden, super unknown. Not the biggest on Kickstand and Fresh Tendrils, but every other song on this album is fucking amazing. You know, I remember there was a summer where I just like my brother had the CD in his car, and I swear we listened to it like 100 times. You know, it's just that good. Like I still never get enough of it. Fourth of July, especially, is one of my favorite songs from the guys. Like Suicide, Fell on Black Days, Black Hole Sun. Can't get enough of that one. I love this album. One of the first albums I listened to too when I was first getting into music. So it's nostalgic. It's been there for a while with me, and you know, just constantly, just never fails to. There's never a moment where I don't like that album. It's just that good. Daydreaming was my go-to when I was feeling depressed back in 2024 to 2025. That might be my favorite Radiohead song. It's otherworldly. Yeah, it's really something else. Like that song is just, it's gorgeous and a great representation of a moon-shaped pool sound. Really pretty song. Man, when I saw Radiohead live, I don't know exactly how to explain it. The like instrumental break with the piano. Dun, 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 dun. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about from that example. But man, when it cut to that part, they played these. They showed these like I want to call them strobe lights. They were just these really like this like a ton of like just like white lights, and it just like lit up the whole room, and it was like enchanting. Like I've never seen anything like that before. It was so beautiful. I love that song. Moon shaped fool. Come on, Aussie. Come on. You don't really mean that. Geraldo, Glass Eyes is like a 20 years on sequel to a reminder. That's interesting. And it would explain, why I like that song so much. I love A Reminder too. That's one of my favorite OK Computer B sides, Radiohead B sides in general. I think those are both two fantastic songs. Full Stop is really good. That is a fantastic song. Very krautrocky. Love that song. A lot of build up, great energy in it. And Soundgarden, I love Soundgarden. We love Soundgarden. R.I.P. Chris Cornell, just amazing album. Bad Motorfinger too, love that one. Some more Mark Lanigan. This is a covers album he did in 2013. It's another album I got for like really cheap on Amazon. I think it was like $12, but it's cool. It's a comfy little like folk balladsy album. I like to throw it on every autumn and just kind of like relax to it. 666 Mafia. This album fucking rocks. Oh god, I almost dropped it. And a classic like sucks on dick. Talk your ass off. Fuck all them hoes. Where the butt at? This album rules. Like I really I can't. This is another album I just listen to all the time. I was so stoked when I found out they were repressing it, especially because I want to pull these out. I'll have to set my phone down. Uh, they have like this. The design on it just looks so awesome. It's one of my favorite looking records. It's like this red and black splatter. It's so cool. The sound on this album is so cool. It's so like hypnotic and dark. Love this album. Love Mystic Styles. I love early 3-6 Mafia. Any Memphis stuff. Hoops the solo album I liked a lot too. Elvis Playground. I always struggle putting sleeves back in the fucking records back into their sleeves for some reason. I don't know why it gives me so much trouble. Whatever, that's good to know. I haven't opened this one yet. This is Slaughter of the Soul by At the Gates. Uh, I didn't actually listen to this before I bought it on vinyl. I listened to it after. Whole reason I bought it is because I found out like uh I uh I found oh god, I'm just stuttering. I'm subscribed to the Vinyl Deals subreddit. I check that from time to time. And I don't know if it was a pricing error or what, but like Walmart was selling this for like literally $5. So I was just like, hey, fuck it, $5 new vinyl. Why not? I listened to it after buying it. It's a cool album. I like it a lot. I check. Vague appearance reveal. Mummer by XTC. I wish I had more XTC. This is another album I bought and haven't heard yet. But I mean, I love other XTC albums, so I don't doubt I'll enjoy this. Uh, I didn't actually pay $15 for it. It was half that price because my local record store tragically was like liquidating their stock. They were getting rid of all their records because they were just going to focus on selling CDs. So, fortunately, I was able to get Mummer by XTC there before they stopped doing that. But I love. I do know one song off this album. "Love on a Farm Boy's Wages." I think that's a very pretty song. Very pretty acoustic song. Very pastoral. I think XTC does that sound well. XTC, no, no, Eel, you are mistaken. It's XTC, my friend. Rue, cheapest record I have is the Mike Sammers Singers Sing the Hits of the Wombles. And side two has been drawn on by a child, I think. I wonder how that sounds. Was it like with crayon or something? I feel like that would might have fucked the sound up pretty good. But might sound cool. Not available by the Residents. I adore this album a bit. Just so weird. Such a hard album to recommend just because it's so out there. You know, if I usually recommend it to people if I want to like kind of just like see how they'd react to it, less than me thinking it'd be something people would enjoy the first listen. But it's so out there, and like all of Resident stuff is kind of like that. But this one in particular has this like I don't know how to put it. It's like kind of sad sounding. It has like this like melancholy to it. I think only adds to like the strangeness of it. Yeah, it's fantastic. Very stoked to. I ended up getting this online, like on eBay. And I'm still stoked to have it. It was skipping so much, it was like it didn't want to play itself. That's unfortunate. And here's my Moon Shaped Pool Collector's Edition again. And also okay, not okay. I was pretty stoked to have this one because I was thinking about picking it up, and then like by chance, like I found out that Radio had restocked it on their website like a year or two ago, and they sold it for pretty cheap. So I was able to get that. I lucked out with being able to get that. It's cool to have, the journal in there, the cassette tape, Tom's like notebook and stuff. Really cool. And then to have the B sides on vinyl too. And I have a few more records to show here. I'm gonna be a little brief because my phone battery, once it gets to 20%, I know this app likes to just instantly end the stream. Here are my shopping carts. This isn't actual garbage. This is just like a bunch of clothes and stuff that I brought over while moving. But yeah, this is my public shopping cart. I don't live in Florida anymore. I brought this all the way from Florida to Michigan. This is a very sleek, nice shopping cart. Uh, I just like shopping carts. I like owning shopping carts because like it's just like a simple like you don't expect to see this in your house, you know. You don't expect to see a shopping cart in your house, so it's like it's kind of cool to have. And I got this Kroger one recently. It's a nice two-tier Kroger. Uh, I turned the bottom layer into like a cat bed. I don't know where Nico is. If she was around, I'd throw her in there. She likes sleeping down there. Love Money. I want to buy this OK Computer, OK Not OK edition, most of all because of the tape. Yeah, the tape is awesome. A lot of cool stuff in there. There's like the mini discs before the mini discs. Uh, yeah, I'm just gonna speed run these real quick because I don't know how much time we have left before it cuts the stream. Bob Dylan. I haven't listened to a lot of Bob Dylan, but yeah, most of these I got for free. These were like my parents' old records. There's Elvis's Christmas album. Christopher Cross. I love this album. It's like my favorite like boomer yacht rock vibe music. Ride Like the Wind especially is like one of my favorite uh boomer songs. And Sailing, that song's beautiful too. And the Ruddles. My mom always talks about these guys. I actually bought this for her and I like took it back. I still haven't listened to them, but they're like a Beatles parody group. And I still have to check them out. They seem pretty interesting. LP2 by Sunny Day Real Estate. Really want to get this. I really want to get how it feels to be something on someday. But this was cheap, so I just picked it up. More Moody Blues. Don't know what that is. This is like some random thing I found at a record store. Joni Mitchell. I like her stuff. This was cheap. It was like $9. It was in good condition. Manson. I could yap on about these guys. I just think they're a very underrated band. I was pretty stoked. I got these records recently. This one's on purple vinyl. The other one's on green vinyl. This album's not as good, but it was signed. It's on like a silver vinyl, and just to complete the main trilogy. Pop group, Y, really cool, like funky post punk, really weird too. Autechre LP5 is one of my favorite electronic albums ever. I love that album to bits. I think that's Tom's favorite Autechre too. Black Star by Bowie. My sister got me this one, not Percival, one of my older sisters, as a like a birthday present. I love it. I love this album. I was listening to it the other day. Uh, well, it's like carved out. Sometimes they get caught. A little inconvenient. Bitches Brew. Oh, good album. Great album. Opiate. Got this for pretty cheap. And Breakfast in America. Well, I've wanted to do a video on this album for a while. I was able to at least use that 9/11 joke I had planned for a while for the last video I made. David Bowie. I love David Bowie, says Rue. Yeah, David Bowie's awesome. Demon Days. Uh, Still my favorite Gorillaz album. And this album sounds great on vinyl. So, really, really cool thing to have. More Queens of the Stone Age. Era Vulgaris. And also In Times New Roman, which I guess I haven't opened yet. I got those when I saw them live in 2023. And Imperial by Denzel Curry. My brother got this one for me. I like Denzel Curry. I like this album. Then the rest of these are all just kind of like junky condition, like older records. Elton John, you know, John Lennon, Rush. I guess I have Let It Be. I didn't know I had that. These are all stuff I got like at like garage sales. This fucking album, I have no clue where this came from because it's not like I could find that at a garage sale. It's like the XX. That's like a indies band. I've never listened to this band. I don't ever remember buying this on vinyl. I don't know where it came from, but I have it for some reason. It just spawned into my collection one day. So yeah, the XX. Maybe I'll listen to it one day. Maybe I'll like it. I don't know. I'm not like super into like kind of like 2010s indie sound. Jethro Tull, but I love this album, Surfs Up by the Beach Boys. Fucking amazing album. Yeah, that's the XX Rue. Or I'm sorry, Eel. Again, no clue how I got that, but I have it for some reason. Physical Graffiti, oh, rough condition. Yeah, all this stuff. At this point, we're just getting into like some stuff I don't even know what the hell it is. I mean, Peter Frampton. All Things Must Pass. I wish that was in better condition because I love this album, but my the cheap record I have of it is unfortunately like really dirty and doesn't sound too good. Uh, U2, more Moody Blues, more by Pink Floyd. Some decent stuff. I guess I have 2 copies of Seventh Soldier. I didn't know that. Meet the Beatles. And this random thing I got at a free bin in a record store. That's pretty much it. Um, I have like some cool cassettes and stuff too, but I don't think I'll be able to get into all of this right now. My phone drained a little bit faster. Hold on, was that the chills back there? What do you mean? There's John Lennon, John Yoko. That was Chicago. Thought I saw Kaleidoscope World, but I must have been might have been tripping. Yeah, and that pile that's pretty much all just cheap stuff. Um, what I want to do, I want to make sure. I think I saw a few more donations here, so I want to make sure I read those out before boots me out here. Yo, my phone is also on 20%. Yeah, mine's about to go here. Okay, I think there was no more donations since the last time, so I think we're good. So I think we can kick it for a little bit. I'm just gonna, we'll just check up on Kai's. I'll close this out a little bit. My throat's getting sore. I don't know if I usually yap this much during live streams. Like I just had so much to say about my records. Well, maybe we'll do like a quick look at the CDs. This is pretty much my CD collection. Like anything that's not on the shelf is kind of like junky. I love collecting CDs. They're so cheap, so cool to have. They're more convenient than records. I still feel like I don't have enough of them. Not that I'm gonna blow even more money on them. Unfortunately, can't do that right now. Have bigger priorities. Yeah, it's been fun, collecting all this stuff over the years. All the Queens of the Stone Age and Radioheads, and all these ones here too. I don't know if you could make any of those out, but yeah. And then I got the Pablo Honey with the Coke babies on it. Manston, Slick Rick, Tears for Fears, Mort. This is the hurting. And Psycho Candy by Jesus and Mary Chain. I found that at a garage sale. I kind of live in the middle of nowhere. It's like a garage sale around here, so it's kind of like trippy to see that. I had to pick it up. But yeah, just want to say, big thanks to everybody tuned into the live stream. Oh, come on, Kais. Donated. Uh, that's really appreciated. Kind of, I got more donations through this than I thought I was going to, so it's kind of caught me off guard, I guess. But it's still like greatly appreciated. Uh, definitely, it'll be a huge help to getting my PC back and running here. Tragic that it started encountering problems again. But it's a little old. So again, thank you everybody who donated. It means a lot. It's a big help. And even if you didn't donate, just for showing up for the live stream, chilling and talking, like that alone is greatly appreciative. I love just being able to kick it with you guys and chill. Shoot the shit about music or anything. So everybody who tuned in, anybody who's watching right now, thank you. Thanks a bunch. Eel, is it rude to ask how much you've made so far? No, I don't think that's rude. Uh, I'm curious too, because see, 15, 85, 35, 45. 145, which is about enough to cover the motherboard, one of the different models I was looking at. So I think I said like in the comments of the post, like I'd be happy if we got 150. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. Like, actually getting that amount. That's pretty cool. You know, uh, again, a lot of thanks to everybody who donated. Uh, yeah, hopefully I don't want this to be like a consistent thing, like e-begging like this. But again, I appreciate it a lot. Um, someday down the line, I'll probably do like more live streams. more music live streams like this, music focused live streams, I guess. Um, but that's something we'll get to later. Solar System, welcome to the stream. You kind of caught it at the tail end of it. I'm waiting for the YouTube app to like boot me out. Ugh, my throat is getting sore. But Solar System JK, welcome to the stream. Love that moon shaped pool vinyl there. Yeah, it's cool to own. I saw that. I should probably show that actually. I got hi Nico. Thanks for being loud. Oh, nice flop. Thanks for giving us a good flop, Nico. Uh Caius. Saw Radiohead in Detroit in 2018. It's the poster I got from it. And that's also the same show where I got the moon shaped pool record. Pretty stoked about that. Some more Radiohead posters. I think I think with all that, probably just gonna cut the stream here. Again, thanks to everybody who tuned in. It's really fun stream, like really chill stream, and I had a good time. Hope you all did too. I don't know what my cats are getting up to. Yeah, again, I can't stress enough how appreciative I am for this, and I hope you all take care. Have a good rest of your day. See you later, Eel and Solar System. But at least I was here until the end, right? Yeah. Usually you gotta caught a little bit. You gotta catch a little bit of it. But yeah. Uh, you know, yeah. Eel, shout out Eel for staying for the entire stream. Like I appreciate that a lot. I hope you enjoyed it. Thomas Hasteland, you were here for a while too. See you later. And yeah, see you later, Eel. See you later, everybody. Take care. Where'd Kais go? Bye bye. Wait, how do I end the stream on this? Yeah, you too. Love Money Party. Hope you have a good day as well. Is it okay? I figured it out. See you later.